Straight Talk Wireless again. This is the second phone that I've now purchased through them. It is the HMD Vibe, which I believe is a newer company that I believe was spun off from like Nokia. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. They do make some other phones that are actually really cool looking. This is one of their budget phones though, so I was able to pick this up as it cost me about $40 USD. So very, very inexpensive. $10 more than the TCL Ion Vibe that I had purchased from Straight Talk. It has a 5.56 HD display, up to 33 hours of talk time. Once again, take that with a grain of salt. 13 megapixel autofocused camera on the back with the 2 megapixel depth camera and a 5 megapixel front facing camera. So it only has 64 gigabytes of memory and the optional micro SD up to 512 gigabytes, 2.4 gigahertz, 1.9 octa-core processor. It just means it do thing it fast. So don't read too much into that. Most of the time, these when they say octa-core or something like that, it's usually MediaTek, but I don't know what's in it yet, to be honest. It comes with the phone, activation card, charger, USB cable, quick start guide, and a booklet. So let's go ahead and break it open and see what the phone looks like. All right, here is the phone itself. It does have a few little features on here that it talks about, which is nice. As the Snapdragon 680 processor, which is the same as the Motorola here, the Moto G Play 2024 also has the 680. So this phone for $40 has the same processor as this phone, which costs $150 unlocked on Amazon. You can probably get it cheaper through other means, probably like Metro PCS or something like that. But if you were to buy it unlocked, it's $150. This one locked to Straight Talk is $40. It tells you some more stuff that you already kind of knew, including the size of the display and the camera. And then in the back is, well, yeah, you already know. I believe it's only 10 watts too, so nothing special. This phone does not have a removable battery like the TCL does. Here's the TCL for comparison. This is the two of them kind of side by side. This one was $30 on Straight Talk. This one was $40. This one, the back of it feels a lot. This feels a lot more like hefty and like it actually feels better than I was expecting. It feels like it doesn't, like it's not cheap, like, which is really nice. I mean, you pick up this TCL and I mean, you're look, it's really light. It's really, really, plasticky. You can you feel it. This has like this texture on the back, kind of like a sandstone of sorts, and it feels really good. Like I actually really like how solid this is built. It feels like I'm holding a solid, just like one solid object. The screen, let's see, let me turn on the phone itself and see if there's any big, so we have, you can't really see it yet, but the chin is, fairly there, but not nearly as bad as the TCL. The dual cameras are looking nice. You get your sticker here, which you're going to peel off. But yeah, this feels nice. You have the power rocker, power button volume rocker, microphone, SIM tray, and the micro USB with the speaker and a headphone jack. So the screen so far, just from looking at it like this, it looks like it's about in the same camp as the Motorola G Play, where it's LCD, a little bit washed out. So we'll see. I'm going to set it up and hopefully we get to see kind of more what it looks like. But so far, I am actually impressed with how solid this feels. It does not feel nearly as cheap as I was expecting for $40. All right, we are back and the phone is set up. So far, I will admit, it's fluid. I really do like the feel of the phone. in my hand. I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the phones I've gotten so far, really, between the G Play 2024 and this, I really enjoy the feeling of this one, and I think anyone who buys it will admit that this feels, for the price, $40. This feels very premium for $40. Even though it's plastic, it is a really good plastic. I did finish, adding some games and stuff, but once again, with Straight Talk, there just seems to be a lot of bloatware that you're going to get no matter what. So you will get games like Bingo Blitz and Bubble Shootout, Candy Crush, and a few others. I think I've already kind of uninstalled. Yeah, 2 Square there. So there's a lot of a lot of games that get pre-installed on this Royal Match. But as far as usability goes, it's a very usable phone. Like, I'm blown away, to be quite honest with you, with how actually fluid this is, just for like moving around the UI. There were some of the other phones that I bought that kind of stammered a lot, so this is, it's nice. It's kind of on par with the Motorola. So yeah, so far I'm really kind of enjoying the experience, just kind of moving through all of the different things here. So I would say just for general use so far, it's really good. But let's go ahead and check out the music. All right, let's check it out. All right, this one is a single firing speaker, unlike the Motorola 2024, which has a dual firing, one on top, one on the bottom. This one is just on the bottom, so be aware that if you are holding it a certain way or playing games, you will lose your sound as you're playing. Mainly this way. If you hold it this way, it's probably gonna be an issue. But if you hold the camera side up, it's not that bad. But I mean, if you go the other direction, no bueno. But yeah, it sounds good otherwise. I mean, it's full, it's loud. To me, it's not tinny at all, so I don't know. I like it. For the price, like I said, $40, this so far has been super killer. All right, let's test out the video and see how this works compared to some of the others. I mean, the screen, much like the other ones, are a little washed out, but I'll go ahead and pump up this brightness so you can kind of see as good as it gets. Moto G Play 2024. This is the new version of the one that I unboxed recently. That is the 2023 version, but made for this year. I decided to pick it up because it was... Yeah, it looks good. It sounds good. Washed out. I mean, the colors aren't never going to be fantastic on these lower end LCD panels that are 720, but they're not awful. Like, you can enjoy watching things on here, but the colors just won't be super vibrant like some of the other low end ones that we've seen so far. But this single speaker is definitely an Achilles heel, because when you're watching something, it really only shoots that direction. So yeah, that's a thing, but it's not bad. All right, next up we will try the game Ordia, which on this big beautiful little screen here doesn't look too bad. The colors aren't awful, they're not super vibrant like an AMOLED, but honestly not that bad. The game does make the panel look really good, so let's just test it out and see how it fares. Plenty loud, moves fluid. This thing can play easy games without any issues. So games like Ordia or things of that general type of gaming, not going to be an issue on this phone. Once again, $40, so really can't go wrong. All right, next up let's try some Asphalt 8. The Snapdragon 680 has had no problem on the Motorola, so I imagine it's not going to be too bad here. Let's see how it fares. Yeah, no issues here. Phone's just chugging along, no problem. So games like Asphalt 8 won't seem to have any issues either, so I would say go ahead and download it and play it on this $40 phone. Runs great, no hiccups, no slowdowns yet, so ooh, I barely made that. But yeah, thumbs up. Last up, we'll try Call of Duty Mobile. Just select whatever the loadout is.
Contact with enemy. Tango down.
This game looks surprisingly good on here. Like, just looking around the graphics, which I believe are set to low, surprisingly looks really good. Considering this is a $40 phone and I'm playing Call of Duty.
Enemy in sight. Enemy down.
And you're really not having too much of an issue. So I would say Call of Duty, big thumbs up. You can do it. Next up, let's take a look at the cameras and see how the phone fares in comparison to some of the others at the price point. Or a little higher. Honestly, not awful. I mean, you can kind of see some of the rings there. So I would say overall, I think it kind of passes the ring test. It's not as sharp, but it's not also as blurry as I've seen some other phones have. You can see detail in other areas as well, like the wood grain. And overall, the picture is not that bad. Let me take a quick picture of my other little statue here of Kamina. A little blurry. Overall, I'd say that one could have come out a little bit better, but not bad. It's serviceable, it's usable, but it's certainly not going to blow you away. So I probably wouldn't expect a lot out of this camera overall. Or maybe it's the screen kind of dulling it. I'm not too sure. This one's better. This one's a little better. Definitely have to hold it steady. It's not going to keep itself steady like some of the newer, more advanced phones. So I'll take some more pictures for you guys to check out, and yeah, you guys tell me what you guys think in the comments about the pictures. This is just what it looked like if we did Zoom calls or just general Discord calls on Face with friends. And this is just a rear camera test to show the quality from the rear camera. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. One thing I want to mention about this phone is that it does have face unlock, but not fingerprint scanning, which seem to be pretty common on the low end. I believe the TCL had it as well, but it's very fast though. I mean, you can see kind of for yourself. It's snappy, so you don't have to constantly put in your password. Sure, there's no fingerprint scanner, which may or may not hinder some of your use for banking apps and such, but it does have face recognition for quick in and out of the phone. So that's just something that I think is really useful on this phone. But that is the only type of biometric security that you will be getting on the HMD Vibe. Something else I think a lot of these new, a lot of the phones are coming with nowadays is Google Gemini, which is the AI assistant that you'll be seeing a lot of from Google, whether it's the Pixel phones or any of the phones that can access it. This is going to be the big one moving forward. So you can always do things like ask a question. Who won the last Saints game?
The Saints lost 16-10 yesterday against the 49ers.
And there you go. As a Saints fan, bummer, but really cool that you can just quickly do that and obviously do all the other stuff with Gemini. This is just a very simple overview of what you can do with it, but obviously you can have more complex questions like asking, recipes or set a reminder or something like that. But I just wanted to quickly show that Gemini is in this and is going to be a feature moving forward for even these $40 phones, which I think is really interesting. So whether it's $40 or $1,000, you will have access to AI at your fingertips, which I think is pretty cool since they're pushing it so hard. My final thoughts on this phone, just kind of playing with it and moving it around. It's good. I mean, it's a solid phone. Definitely one of the best feeling phones for $40. Just unbelievable how solid this phone is. If I were to choose one just based on the build from all the phones I've touched so far, including the 2024 Moto G Play, I mean, I really like the way this is built, but it's very slippery on the back. So like compared to this has that, it reminds me a lot of the OnePlus, the first one, when it had that sandstone back. I think it was the first. It was first or second. But this is like that, where it's it's not completely smooth, but it does have a little bit of texture, but it doesn't feel bad either. So yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of this phone so far. I would say thumbs up. Go ahead and get it if you're in the market. Once again, it's only $40. At least that's what I picked it up for at Walmart through Straight Talk. So you are locked to their network. But they do seem to have some really inexpensive plans. But yeah, this has been just a quick review of the HMD Vibe, which I can say I'm a fan of. So if you guys want more content like it, go and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're interested. I'm going to plan on getting more these cheap phones in front of you, kind of show you what they look like. And hopefully you guys can get something out of it. Maybe, hopefully maybe learn something about the phone you didn't know before. But once again, really cool. And I'm a fan. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.